Good morning. Lance Banning here with Random Destinations. I'm out here at the studio getting set up to film the final episode of Season 1, the review of the Viking Cruise. It's a little bit crisp out here, but I think it'll be fine. Let's just go ahead and wander down and check out the studio and see how it looks. Well, as you can see, we've had a little bit of snow here. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to warm up. Right now I think it's somewhere around 5 or 6 degrees. So let's just head down to the studio. I've already had the crew out here clearing off the deck, getting me a path down there. I haven't got the top on, so it may take me a couple hours to get set up, but I think it's going to be fine. Today we're going to go ahead and do the cruise review for Viking River Cruise. Basically we're gonna review everything from the packing light to the post-cruise extensions and the stay and fly package and all that stuff. So just give me a second to set up here and we'll get started today. Oh, piss on this, it's too friggin' cold. Do over, do over, do over. Alright, I just came up with a much better idea than filming out here at the Random Destination studio. I'm going to make this a doubly good episode this week. In addition to filming the review of the Viking River Cruise, I'm going to do it from inside the house where it's roughly 78 degrees. I think looking back on it, that's probably a much better idea. And besides, this piece of crap Apple phone really doesn't want to work too well out here in the cold. Well, I'm back, and it turns out this was a much better idea. I'm sitting in the brand new Random Destination studio. I was going to hold off on using this until I could film the opening segment for Season 2, but I'd much rather sit here in my Hawaiian print shirt in 78 degree weather than be outside with my wool hat in the snow. So, welcome to Random Destinations. Alright, let's get started on our Viking River Cruise review. First thing we're going to talk about is Episode 1, Packing Light. What worked and what didn't. Overall, we're going to give that about a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It generally worked very well. I doubt seriously that we'll ever check another bag with the airlines again. The e-bag packing cubes worked out great. One little tip, if you're going to buy more than one set of them, get them in different colors, because it turns out I had 10 bright orange ones, and that just meant I was playing lottery every time I wanted to find something. So I think I'll probably go back and pick some up in a different color. We also, if you recall, we used a little LL Bean stowaway backpack. Turns out that was a piece of crap. It didn't matter what I put in it. Every time I sat it down, everything fell out of it. By the time we got to the hotel room in Lucerne, I immediately took it and threw it in the trash can, where my wife promptly retrieved it and said, "If you don't want this, I'll take it." I walked around in Old Town Lucerne until I found a shop that sold backpack and hiking equipment. Unfortunately, they spoke no English, and I speak no Swiss German, but we were able to negotiate a deal on a Jack Wolfskin backpack, and I'll have to say it's an excellent backpack. So that worked out well. On our carry-ons, if you recall, I had the Motherlode Weekender convertible, and my wife had the IT Luxurious 22-inch roller carry-on. Hers was ultralight, mine wasn't. Now, unfortunately, we were on our way to Detroit before I figured out that you can't really wear 2 backpacks at the same time. So the one thing that I will do different next time is I'm going to swap out the convertible backpack Weekender for a 2-wheeled roller, because that just didn't work out well. I don't know honestly what I was thinking, but you can't really put 2 backpacks on at the same time and walk through the airport. Well, you can, but you look crazy. And I think if you're going to look crazy, you probably don't want to do it in the airport. And my wife on hers. Now, she bought the ultralight one, and her first comment on it was, "It's a little flimsy." So she was reluctant about checking it, which was fine because we didn't have to check it. but she decided that she'd rather have a 4-wheel spinner than a 2-wheel. So we're both going to replace our backpacks, but overall, the concept of packing light, 4.5 out of 5 stars, worked very well. The next item we're going to talk about is Luggage Forward. That was a company that we hired to come to the house, pick up our suitcase, ship it to the ship in Basel, Switzerland, and pick it up in Amsterdam and ship it back to us. 5 out of 5 stars. They were absolutely fantastic. If you recall, it cost us roughly $550 to send a 50-pound suitcase, but there was no messing with customs, no messing with checking it in, no dragging it through the airport. Worth every single penny of it. So, thumbs up to Luggage Forward. We will be using them again. All right, next on our list is the Park Sleep and Fly package we purchased. We went online and found this website. We got 2 nights at a Marriott Suites, 15 days of parking, and an airport shuttle to and from the hotel. All of that for about $415, and we gave them 5 stars out of 5 stars. That is a great way to go. You don't have to mess with anything. Between that and Luggage Forward, we were off to a great start. All right, next we're going to do a little talk about the airports. We got to visit 4 airports on this trip: Kansas City, Detroit, Amsterdam, and Zurich. 3 of the 4 we gave 5 out of 5 stars to. I think you can guess which one we didn't give 5 stars to. Anyway, Kansas City, 5 stars. No problem checking in, no problem with customs, no problem with TSA. It was great. It's a small airport, but I kind of like that because it's a lot easier to get around and get in and out. Amsterdam, a huge airport. No problems. Matter of fact, nothing but good things to say about them. The security people there were incredibly helpful. Our plane arrived a little late there. They opened up a special line for customs to get us through. They held their planes at the other airlines so we could make our connections. It's a huge airport, but they seem to do an excellent job on it. Would not hesitate flying into that airport again. And Zurich. Zurich is a big airport, I think a little bigger than Kansas City maybe, but about the same. And also 5 stars. Nothing bad to say about them. Everything went just great. Now the one airport that didn't go so good, Detroit. Now before you say, well, wait a minute, Detroit just got a Condé Nast Traveler Award for being the best airport in the world. Well, good for Detroit. The truth is, my wife and I will never set foot in that crappy ass airport again. The people were rude. Security were incredibly rude, including one little burrhead that it's lucky I didn't end up in jail. Hopefully our paths will cross again when he's not wearing his uniform and acting like a crossing guard at some church social. Anyway, we have nothing good to say about that airport. Did not like the layout of it, did not like the food. If you like buying a beer for $9.01 and then watch the bartender smile at you like, oh, you don't have a penny? I guess you want me to keep the 99 cents. Nothing at all good to say about Detroit Airport. 1 star, ain't ever going there again. Don't recommend you go there. I think if we have to take that route to Europe again, we'll fly to Toronto, from Kansas City to Toronto. Anyway, that wraps up the airports. On this vacation, we used Viking Air. We let them arrange all of the itineraries. We told them what airlines we liked to fly and what ones we wouldn't, what time we wanted to leave, and they handled everything, and 5 stars out of 5 stars. I think the price that we got from them was certainly competitive with anything we could have done on our own, and it was a lot easier. So nothing bad to say about them. If we go with Viking again, which I'm certain we are going to take another Viking cruise, we plan on using Viking Air again. In addition to using Viking Air, we also used the Viking transfers. And one of them we didn't even expect. That was in Zurich. We were planning on getting off the airplane in Zurich, going to the train station, and taking the train to Lucerne. But as we walked out of the airport through the baggage area to go to the train station, who should be standing there but a Viking rep with our names. So he was there to pick us up. It was about a 1-hour drive. Very nice guy. We learned a lot about Switzerland. So they get a 5 out of 5. Now, okay, let's talk about our pre-cruise extension. My wife and I booked a 2-night, 3-day pre-cruise stay in Lucerne, and it got off to an absolutely horrible start. And this is the one thing that both Viking and the Continental Park Hotel got a rock-solid F for. 1 out of 5 stars. It dragged, well, certainly I'll never go back to the Continental Park Hotel again. And this dragged the Viking score down significantly. And here's the basic problem. Viking arranged all these travel times. They arranged the accommodations. We paid extra for it. We had a 19-hour travel day to get to Lucerne. And when you're in the 65 to 75 age, that's not a fun way to spend a day. And then we get there and had a 6.5-hour wait in the lobby before they could get a room together. Now, there's just no excuse for that. Not when you look at what you pay. They could have said, well, we can have a room guaranteed ready for you if you want to pay an extra $100 or $150, and we would have said, book it. This will never happen to us again because, quite frankly, we're never going to take a pre-cruise excursion via Viking.